What up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm MoedotJ and we're locked in. This is episode 10, the finale of the Shy of Raisin in the Sun. We know last week Kevin and his new boo, they went to the little spring fling, but they didn't really like it there. So they went back to the house and, she needed a place to stay. So Kev was a gentleman. Gave her a t-shirt, some shorts, let her sleep in the bed, but she got on the floor with him. Okay, I'm like, all right. Then we also seen the big thing. Oh, Mr. Otis Perry being tried to kill Marcus St. John. This is Gemma's dad, and this is bad because that's who Jake is dating. But before we get into the finale, shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel, you want to be a part of it, hit your subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Hit that like button. It's the easiest thing you can do. This is the finale. So now we need to see how are they going to cover up what they did to Gemma's dad, and does he actually die? That's what we all want to know. And we're not going to forget about Emmett and Tiffany's little drama that they have. But let's jump into it. This is the finale of The Shy. Kevin and his new boo, they wake up. They were sleeping on the floor together, all peaceful. You know how it is. We don't know where the parents are and how Kevin just got a girl sneaked in the house and sleeping in the room. But she wakes up. She's, oh, snap, I got to go. And Kev, being the gentleman that he is, let me at least walk you down. She's like, nah, I'm not like your last girl. I don't need a hand holder. Well, you needed a place to stay, and that's technically holding your hand. But she doesn't want to do it. So Kevin's like, come on, man, you tripping. Now, if you didn't watch last week, Jake, he had to go back to Gemma's house because he had a bag that had some weed in it. When he gets in there, he sees Trig over her dad, and he sees Otis just sitting in the chair with his cane, wiping the blood off of it. And he runs back out. Now, Gemma's talking about, oh, I got to go also. I got to get home before my dad wakes up. And Jake makes a little comment. Yeah, we're not going to get him. We're not going to get you home before your dad wakes up because he knows her dad may be asleep for good. So he's like, let's just go get breakfast. And she's like, well, I'm already in trouble. Might as well. Lena gets caught trying to sneak out. She got all these clothes in her hands, tiptoeing, and Dre downstairs like, whoa, wait a minute. Lena, Kevin, nope. Dre is actually being a parent, and she's like, oh, we ain't having that. Kevin, go to your room. Lene, let me talk to you. But it comes to find out that Lene is having troubles in her house. Now, Dre is telling her, I used to have these problems too. And if you need a place to stay, Dre's like, we're going to figure something out. We're going to be able to get you to stay here with me or something. Because she wants the best for Lene. No one wants these young girls running around if they don't have a place to stay or in danger out on the streets. So she's just telling her, woman to woman, we're going to work on this and we're going to try to find a better situation for you. There was a bet between Trig and Jake that they would talk to Kev and Shy again. Shy comes over and he's offering a peace offering. Now he comes over, he doesn't apologize about, the little incident they have. He just, hey man, you want me to apologize, do all this extra stuff? You're talking about, no, you don't. He's like, damn, what am I supposed to do? Trig just sitting there like, but tells him that you need to educate yourself, about the trans community and stuff. And he's like, all right, cool. So it looks like they're coming to an understanding, and Jasmine's not really, on him that much. She just wants him to be aware of what's really going on. And Shy's like, all right, but he's slowly coming into it. It's so dark in this show. I'm like, the sun don't shine at all in Chicago. Nobody got lights in their house. God. But Dante, and y'all know how I feel about a man named Dante. Keep your woman away from him. Now, he shows up with some pizza with Tiffany. She talking about, I don't want pizza this early in the morning. But he's telling her, hey, we in the hood. This is how we living. And Tiffany has a wild question. How would you feel if I left Emmett? And Dante's answer is exactly what I would have gave somebody if I'm the side dude. I'm your nigga. I'm not your husband. I'm who you call when he's messing up. I'm who you call when, hey, you free? You know what I'm saying? I want to just come hang out. That's all I am. I don't do all the husband duties. That's not my job. I'm the side guy. And she's looking at it like, dang, Dante really doesn't care about me. He's just using me for sex and to hang out. Yeah, we the side guy. We don't want nothing serious with you. You already have something serious. We don't have to worry about anything. We get to just chill. You got to go home and deal with life problems. Gemma comes down with Jake. They all in there eating breakfast. Jasmine whipping up some scrambled eggs. But in the background, you hear the news. Wait. Someone's in the hospital. She goes in there and she listens, and it turns out it's her dad. And you see Jake back there. Shad actually picked Trig up, so he knows what's going on too. It's like, oh man, this is only gonna equal trouble, because now we gotta figure out how we gonna cover this up, because Jake actually seen the body. Otis is having a press conference. The mayor of Chicago, they're having a press conference. It's dark as hell in here. I know the reporters are like, man, what? We can't see nothing. But they ask him a few questions about Marcus, and he kind of alludes to, hey, you know, I want him to have a speedy recovery, but he tiptoes around it. He brings Tracy up. And what she's up here talking about is, since they defunded the police, all this money is coming to the community, and they're going to be able to protect themselves because they don't need police officers. I think it's a good idea to defund the police in certain areas, but to get rid of the whole police force, that's never ever going to work. Let's just be honest. It's never going to work. People aren't going to be able to police themselves enough that they can actually protect the whole community. Maybe if it was smaller, maybe a community of like 1,000, 1,500, but a whole city of Chicago, that's just going to be too much. And it's really just too much for people that don't have the experience, especially just using volunteers. Tiff, she just came home, piece on the breath. It's early in the morning. Emmett's up under the covers. And he hits her with a reality check. And he tells her straight up, like, hey, I can't do this no more. If you want to be with Dante, be with Dante. If you're going to be with me, then be with me. Because I'm tired of this. And she's like, I don't want to do this right now. He said, you got to. Because if not, I'm moving out. Just plain and simple. Finally, Emmett is coming to a realization that this open relationship and her pretty much living in with her boyfriend, it ain't gonna work. There's one thing to have an open relationship. Okay, you go deal with random people. But to be dating a guy, come on, that's too far. And he's like, man, I'm about to move up out of here. And she's like, no. Can't have your cake and eat it too, Tiff. You my girl too until you broke my heart. 1, because you married Emmett. 2, because you were dating Dante. That put me at number 3. Otis, he talks to Trig. And you know they gotta keep, speaking code a little bit because there's almost a dead body. And Otis tells Trig, you better pray that he dies. Now, before Marcus, they went over there that night, he told Trig, you need to be watching out for Otis. And Otis tells Trig that, hey, you better hope that he's dead, because if not, he's going to tell on both of us. But Trig says, you know what? I'm actually praying for him to live, because we seen Trig was actually trying to help him. And he's looking at Otis, why would you do something silly like this? Trig pulls up to the hospital. Gemma's in there crying. Jake's there. So he asks Jake, hey, is everything all good? And Jake's like, I don't know. At this point, Gemma, she runs up to Trig and she hugs him, because he's not the only father, I won't say father figure, but he's the only adult that actually cares for her, since her dad is in the, probably in a coma. And she has such a close relationship with Jake. She just runs over and hugs him, because she needs to embrace somebody, especially through this tough time. Turn a light on, please. Come on. But these boys are drinking 40s in the morning. They playing cards, catching up, shot and Trig. They haven't spoken in a couple of weeks, couple of days, because of the event with Imani. But now they're back. They're catching up. And Shy, he brings up there was a guy that owed him money. And Trig's trying to say, hey, that's an old beef, man. Don't worry about that debt. Turns out this guy died. And this makes Shy very emotional, because for him, he tells a story about he was going to rob the ice cream man. And the guy, Mildred, said, nah, don't do that. And he actually bought him some ice cream. So for Shy, this is the first person that ever did anything for him. And he just had that love for him that was like a brother to him. And to find out that he's dead, man, that hurts. And Trig said, man, I thought somebody would have told you by now. Emmett, he's at Jada's house. He's helping clean up, do things. We know she has cancer, so this is probably one of the toughest times in somebody's life, having cancer, because there's a potential chance to get a call that says, hey, you're not going to make it. But in this instance, she gets a call and it's saying, hey, if your tests stay at this level, you'll be good. We'll be able to beat this cancer. So Emmett is ecstatic about this. He's super hyped. That's good news to hear that your mother's going to survive cancer. My mother's a breast cancer survivor. My aunt's a breast cancer survivor. My sister's a breast cancer survivor. Unfortunately, one of my aunts passed from breast cancer. But hearing somebody surviving cancer, that's the best thing. That's the best thing you can really hear, to be honest. Gemma remembers, oh, we have cameras at the house. It's got to be a camera that seen what was going on. Now, if you remember a few episodes back, Marcus was in here looking at the cameras, and he seen Kev jumping out the window and coming around the front. So these cameras, they're very good. They're not in color, unfortunately. But Jake says, hold on, let me talk to you before you look at these cameras. And he goes ahead and tells her the truth that when he came in the house, he seen her dad, But Trig didn't do it. Trig was actually trying to save your dad. He's the reason your dad is still alive and having a chance to pull through. There's been a lot of hate on the internet about this young man, Christian. Oh, he's a weirdo, man. He's giving me stalker vibes. Like, come on, man. Why can't there just be a regular black guy in here? Every black guy that comes on a TV show, oh, man, he seems like a rapist. He seems like a stalker. He seems crazy. It's just a regular dude. Now, he asked Keisha, you know, my roommate asked, were you my girlfriend? He comes over with some flowers. He comes over with a little note. Will you be my lady? She signs it, yes. It's like, okay, my boy is making these subtle moves. Now, he should have had a sign that said, do I want to sign up to be a stepfather? Because you about to be in a lot of stuff. And two people, what, minimum wage in Chicago, y'all probably make $8. Y'all making $16 an hour. Whew, that's going to be tough. Jake comes home and he tells Trig, hey, man, I told Jim the truth. And out of nowhere, Shaw was like, whoa, wait a minute. This boy is snitching? Because he ain't having that. And he's telling them, look, you can't tell them the truth. We got to lay low. Because if you tell them the truth, Trig, you going to jail. There's no questions about it. You going to jail for this. And we don't need that in this family. So Shaw just put himself back in the family like a big brother to Jake now. And Emmett, I'm not Emmett, but Jake is like, man, yeah, I just told her the truth. But she said, you good, man, because you tried to help her. But you still can't trust that because the police, when they get a hold of it, if they see it, man, it's going to be ugly. Now, Tracy, we know she's been getting close with Otis. One, because she got that $5 million funding that they took from the police to put in her stuff. So, you know, they're going to be skimming a little bit off the top because ain't nobody legit. But she says, I'm starting to catch feelings. I'm starting to fall in love with you, Otis. And Otis is like, oh, yo, chill. But then she asks a question. Are you the reason Marcus is in the hospital? And he's like, look, man, in the line of business that we do, man, things are going to happen like this. So you just got to roll with it. You know what I'm saying? And she's looking at it like, damn. It's kind of messed up, man. I don't know about all that. But Otis being Otis, the slick talker, he kind of makes her realize, hey, this is what we got to do to get to where we got to get. Gemma comes over and she tells Trig, look, there is footage. You are in there. But I seen you didn't do anything. No one else has seen this footage. I'm going to give you the tape. And I'm going to let you slide through this. Me, I'm like, hell no. Y'all whooped on my daddy. You didn't even stay there till the ambulance came. You going to jail. I ain't want to snitch, but you going to jail. I tell you that. Somehow this thing is going to get leaked to the news or something, but you going to jail. Y'all killed my dad. Possibly killed my dad. Because they're saying Marcus is going to pull through. So that's one reason that Gemma, you know, she's letting Trig off the hook because he actually cared and he's taking care of Jake. But the hell with that. Let me find out somebody beat my daddy half to death. Yeah. Okay. So the first thing Triggs does was this footage. He drives over to Otis's house and he tells him, look, I got the footage. And Gemma said, I'm good. But your ass, if this gets leaked to the media, you going to jail. You won't be the mayor no more. So Otis, he playing the cool. How much you want for it? Trig says, I don't want no money for it. I want you to leave and never come back. You got till tomorrow. Otis is like, oh man, I ain't going nowhere. I'm the mother effing mayor. But Trig is playing hardball. No, I'm turning this into the news. It'll be on the news in the morning if you ain't gone. So Otis has to come up with, hey, am I gonna leave or I'm gonna stay here and potentially get arrested for this? Emmett throws a surprise party for Jada. Everybody's there. She's surprised. She's happy. Everyone is having a good time. She's thanking everybody in the crowd for actually being there because support is some of the biggest things you can have when you're going through an instance in your life like this. And she's just appreciative of everybody. We even got Darnell there. He's like, hey, thank you for putting up with me, you know, because they still have love for each other. They may not be together, but they still have love for each other. They have a son together and they're going to be there for each other. He even makes a joke about having a pager and and his earbuds in his ear. But that's good to see all of them together. And she's actually feeling better, feeling healthy. And that's all you can ask for. Emmett finally meets Keisha's new boyfriend. Now, the guy, you know, everybody had their perception about him. I just like, he's just a cool dude. Just, you know what I'm saying, he ain't a hood dude. But he's an educated guy, and that's all that matters. So now Emmett, he's just giving him the questions. Because him and Keisha, they had their past, but they're best friends now. So he's like, okay, I'm just, you know what I'm saying, filling them out. Christian walks off, hey, you want some water? She's like, yeah, I do. Emmett tried to throw one in. Yeah, let me get a fruit punch. He's like, you can get it yourself. So he's tough and he can put up with everything that the BS that Emmett's gonna be throwing at him. But that's always, that's always good. Your friends, you want to make sure that they're with somebody that's gonna make them happy. Nina and Dre, we haven't seen them have a conversation since the night that Nina messed it up. She thought Dre was cheating with Jada. Turns out she was actually just being a good friend. And Nina went to the bar, slept with the brat. First night, I'm talking about, knocked it down. And then she ended up telling that she cheated. But Dre says, listen, I'm going to have this girl stay with us because she doesn't have anywhere to go. But we need to work on us. And Nina says, I'm willing to work on us and do whatever it takes for you and I to get back together. They get to kissing. I'm like, all right, good. Everybody's squashing their beefs that they got this episode. We're coming together. It's the finale, man. We got to end on a good note at least. Would you look at that? Even Tiffany's coming to her senses because she know Dante ain't about nobody but Dante. They sit in the hall. They make jokes back and forth because that's how the relationship is. They're pretty open with each other. They're going to joke on each other. You know what I'm saying? But they get serious with it. And they actually sit there and they talk about how they're going to make this work moving forward. Now, they ask each other, are they ever going to cheat again? And Emma's like, no, I'm not going to cheat again. What about you? And she said, never is such a strong word. Let's just work on it. So that just shows you her ass. She for the streets. It looks like Otis made the smart decision. Hey, Rosalind, I need you to come pick me up. I gotta get up out of Chicago like right now because some stuff happened to me. Can you come get me, please? So Rosalind comes and picks him up. And this is exactly what Rosalind wanted. For him to vacate the mayor spot, even though I doubt that he had her as the elected official that would take his spot if he ever stepped down from mayor. But for the TV show, okay, let's make it possible. But she picks him up. She cruises with that one hand. I ain't gonna be here to save you all the time. But in her head, she like, ooh, I'm about to be the mayor of the city. I'm about to cut up. You know what I'm saying? We about to tear the city up. And Otis, he getting up out of Chicago. We don't know where he going, but he gone. Now y'all remember this fool. So he got Dom and Tiff to come make some new weed strains for him. You know what I'm saying? We can get them edibles. Now, Tiff is over here. She just had a conversation with Emmett about, hey, let's never cheat on each other again. But she didn't want to say never because never is too strong of a word. Now, she's over here, and I can tell the vibes, and it's like, man, old boy flirting with her. Talking about, I like to get hands-on. She said, well, don't get too handsy. He's like, oh, I could contain myself. I'm like, all right, man, all these dudes, they ain't here. They seeing Tiff. Now I'm getting pushed to number 4. I'm like, golly, you already know what's about to happen between these two. She for the streets. Later on that night, they go home. She gets up while Emmett is asleep, get dressed. I'm talking about getting fresh, looking good. I'm like, okay, I see you, Tiff. Where you at? Oh, man. Goes down the elevator, gets to kissing this dude. I'm like, yep. Emmett, you gonna have to throw hands, do something. You have to get rid of her next season. I tell you that. She for the streets. Tiffany, every episode, you breaking my heart even more, girl. And there's only one way to end the episode. Papa in his pool pit. Now he's doing a little podcast and he's talking about how he loves being from Chicago. How the people there made him who he is. And they start showing us everybody around the city. We see Trig out there with Shy and Imani. We see Jake. We see everybody doing stuff and they're having a good time and they're happy at the place that they're at in life. Because this moment is like, hey man, we've been through a lot, but we made it. And we end the episode on my boy Kev getting that blue haircut. Because, hey, he's been through a lot. I'm talking about he lost his girl. Talking about at home, they was on his head all season. Kev, you really been through a lot, man. You've been through a lot, and I can't wait to see you in the next season. All right, there you go. That's the finale of the show. Let me know what you think about it. It was a pretty smooth episode. We had some ups and downs, but we flattened everything out, and we moving forward. Let me know what y'all think about Trig and Shy and Jake and Gemma. You think they're going to all be very happy next year? Because I think they're going to, Gemma's probably going to be staying with them just for the duration of the season. Let me know what y'all think about the episode. And what do you predict for next season? Hey, I'm MoedotJ. Thanks for watching. If you like the content on the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.